Hello everyone and welcome to the NinjaTrader Ecosystem Webinar Room. We do have a special event for you today with Fausto of Cyber Trading University. I would like to mention that it is important to understand that there are substantial risks in trading commodity futures contracts and Forex. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you and will depend on your specific circumstances and financial resources. It is possible to lose all funds deposited with your broker and could even incur losses beyond this amount. Please inquire at the following link, which is our full risk disclosure, for more information or for a full copy of the CFTC risk disclosure. Also, please remember that these training webinars are not a solicitation nor a recommendation, but simply educational in nature. This presentation is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Brokerage-related questions should be directed directly to the NinjaTrader brokerage using the information that I just provided in the room. We have a very exciting event for you today in which Fausto will discuss his strategies and techniques for finding and trading big moves in momentum stocks. Thank you again for your attendance today, and without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome to the NinjaTrader Ecosystem Webinar Room. Go ahead and take it away, Fausto.
Juanita, thank you very much for that quick intro, and welcome NinjaTrader traders. Hopefully everyone had a very exciting rebound in today's market. That was quite fun, a big little catastrophe yesterday, and we had a great rebound today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but just want to get a why myself. Could everyone hear me loud and clear? Just want to make sure that everybody can hear me pretty okay. All right, thank you very much. Juanita, Hillary, thank you. All right, good. Everybody else? What about you, Tommy, Wesley? Chris, good to see you. Alex? All right. With that said, guys, first of all, I'd like to thank for NinjaTrader having me back. It's always been exciting to talk to them. I've been affiliated with NinjaTrader, probably doing events with them. Oh, it's been since, my God, it's got to be at least 15 years. It's been great, and it's great to be back. And I'm here going to be talking about how to find the trade biggest moving momentum stocks in today's market, which a lot of us are having a very, very big issue in today's market. But I'm going to talk a little bit about it and teach you a little bit about it. And I'm here to answer your questions too. So listen, as we go over, ladies and gentlemen, talk about a couple of things. If there's any time, any moment that you feel like you have a question, just feel to ask, and I'll answer it in best my knowledge. Now, just to tell you a little about myself, I'm not here to bore anybody or brag about anything. Just want to let you give a little history about Cyber Trading University. You saw the link was up there, but I've been teaching for over 20 years. Started one of the first educational schools in the industry, but the way I got into this business is that I love to educate people. I love to trade, and the reason why I love to trade is because I was a failure when I first started. But living here in New York, I learned from some of the best traders in the world, and and I noticed that once someone showed me what I was doing wrong, I said, well, I hate to see everybody else fail, so here I am to try to teach you the knowledge that I've learned. Well, I'm going to pass it over to you, and that's why NinjaTrader has me here. And at the end of this presentation, if anyone's interested, you're more than welcome to come and join me in my online professional training room that I started 25 years ago. And like I said, if you're interested, we'll let you know at the end of the presentation. Just please keep in mind, guys, that great traders never stop learning, and that is the biggest thing. When it comes to trading, you have to learn how to trade, how to play the game, but it is a team effort. And I think that's one of the biggest things I want to kind of stress and educate everybody in today's market. If you want to be very successful, it's not just about learning how to use the system. It's learning and surrounding yourself with people using the same platform and trading the way you like. Now, what I'm going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to talk about how to deal with the challenges in today's algorithms of high-frequency trading. I'm going to talk about level 2 and level 3 quotes. I'm also going to talk about entries and exits, and I'm going to talk about analyzing the time and sales window. All these features that you can get on that NinjaTrader platform. Now, for me, just to let you know, before I tell you what kind of trader I am, I want to know what kind of trader is everybody here. So can everybody just give me a chat back and let me know, are you a stock trader? Are you an options trader? Are you a Forex trader? Are you a futures trader? Just want to get to know what kind of trader is everyone, because that's very important to me, because I'm going to cover one thing, and I want to cover something that that doesn't include you. All right, so we have some stocks. All right, well, just to let you know what I am, I'm actually a stock trader. Now, I know a little bit about futures. I know a little bit about options. I know about Forex. I know about swing trading. But I love stock trading because being in New York, this is the financial capital of the world, and we learn about stocks. Now, for everybody here, like you, Tommy, about futures, listen, everybody, you should all learn a little bit about all the markets, okay? That is very, very critical when it comes to trading. Just because you trade futures doesn't mean, you can't use what we're talking about towards your futures trading also. But you should know a little about all the different types of markets because they all affect it. If it's like oil today, or what's happening, being affected with the market being up almost 500 points. It all applies to all of it. Now, the thing that I want to educate everyone here is how to utilize today's volatile markets in the stock market and how these things go up and go down. That is going to be my ultimate goal of teaching you this. So let's talk about some of the stocks that went up. Like I just showed up on the screen. Like you see the stock going up, and you're like, okay, well, is it going to continue to go up? What happens down the road 2 days later? And then all of a sudden you wake up in the next morning and boom, the thing drops and it goes from $13 to $5. Has it ever happened to anybody waking up and like, oh my God, what the hell happened? Where did this come from? I had no idea this was going to happen. Well, listen, it happens to all of us. Okay, you don't have to lie to me. I've been there. I've done it several times. I learned on my first try to never do it again. But it's got to be done into design. Now, one of the big things that you learn if you want to be a very successful trader is you got to learn how to day trade. And I'll tell you why. It's what happens over the course of the day, what trickles into a swing trade and trickles into a options trade. Remember, I know we have some options traders in here, and I mean, to be a good options trader, you got to learn what's happening over the course of the day to know how to prepare on a swing trade or an options. Because let me tell you, sometimes it's not worth to trade the option. Just trade the stock. Just buy the stock, and it'd be a lot easier and it's a lot cheaper and a lot more conservative. But you have to know how things work, because if you don't know what's happening over the course of the day, you might fall into a situation like this stock and wake up in the morning and get destroyed. And that's not what you want to be in that kind of a situation. So let's begin and talk about the psychology part about it and the trading style of Cyber Trading University. Now let's look at this stock right here, AMRN. Anybody hear about it? It was up about 585% in 9 days. Stock went from like $3 to $21. Anybody hear about it? Traded it? Anyone here? It's like, wow, that actually exists. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's... They exist. They're not unicorns. I mean, you heard of them, but now you're going to see the fact is they're there. These kind of stocks are here all the time. Okay. Now the thing is, how do you find them? How do you utilize it? And because listen, at the end of the day, you're not looking for a 500% winner. Some of us would be happy if we just got like 5% or 10% of that move. Now, how does these things work? Well, obviously, traders bought on the news. There was news that came out on it. But then the other thing people look at is like, well, how do I know if I can interpret the news? How do I know it's going to go up as much as it did? How do I know it got gapped up? How do I know it's bad? I mean, does everybody see what's going on right now with Amazon? Everybody saw what's going on with Amazon right now? Amazon came out with earnings, and it was up 100 points today. This is the craziest thing. Yesterday, if you shorted it, it went from 1770 all the way down to 1660. And then this morning, it went from 1690 all the way up to 1790, another 100 points. And then after hours, company comes out with earnings, goes from 1790, and it drops all the way down. It's starting to bounce a little bit to 1660. It dropped about another 120 points. It's just the most craziest, volatility that you could ever experience. Now, how do we know it's going up? How do we know it's going down? How do we know interpret news? Well, us as traders, let me just tell you this. My mentor always taught me, he says, Fausto, don't try to analyze, just follow the money. That's all you have to do. You use the news as a platform to kind of get an idea of what's going to be moving in the market, but You got to remember there are 25,000 stocks out there that trade on the exchanges. You can't trade every single one of them. And the goal is you're trying to trade the one that's going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. So why did ARMM go up so much the way it did and between the news and everything? Well, it all starts from here, okay? How do we know these stocks are going to go up and down? That is the million-dollar question. Now, what I'm about to show you right now, ladies and gentlemen, is something that I was trained of using, the NinjaTrader platform and how to monetize it. It's like having a car, right? You could have the fastest car on the road, but doesn't still going to mean you're going to win the race. You still got to learn how to drive. So having the right tools is the first biggest hurdle out of everything. Now, what I always recommend, I don't know if we have beginner traders or advanced traders in this room. I don't know how long you've been trading for, but one of the first things that we teach our traders, and this is what you should be doing, is you got to know the platform, okay? You got to know the platform, and you got to practice it. I tell people break it. Just do whatever you can to break it, and because that's how you learn. When the thing is not working, like I don't understand, why did it buy me this, or why is it not working? You know what? NinjaTrader, has got a great customer service. One of the big things I like about them compared to some other companies out there. They got great service there, which is really important when it comes to trade. You got to feel comfortable. But the thing is this, to be a successful trader, and if you don't feel confident of using the platform, that is about half the failure rate right there alone. So if you want to just fulfill and beat half the traders out there, you got to be able to, understand how to use the platform. Now, I'm not here to teach the platform. That is something that you're going to get with NinjaTrader. They got great videos. They got great staff. So just go out there and utilize it. Now, the thing that I do want to talk about, which is one of the tools that I use, which I supplement with the NinjaTrader platform, is something called the book viewer. Okay. Now, has anyone ever heard of level 3 before? Ever heard about it? Use it? Just out of curiosity. Anybody here? Stan, you use it? Okay. Anyone else? Andreas, no? All right. That's 2 people. Guys, don't be shy. No one's going to, don't be scared. Stop watching Amazon and checking out your futures. No, listen, market's closed. Technically it's almost closed, but unless you're trading after hours. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about level 3, and let me tell you how this is going to help me, monetize the supply and demand and how to follow the algorithms and all the high-frequency trades out there when it comes to the stock market. Now, let me tell you, what you're seeing right now is something that I was introduced, which was called Instinet a long time ago. Now, understanding how stocks go up and down in the market is due to supply and demand. Now, if you notice here on this level 3 version, one thing that's great about the NinjaTrader platform, it's got great charting, it's got fast execution, but one of the things that you're going to need to supplement into there, which is cheap. I mean, I'll tell you later where to get it. It's like $15 a month. Is something called level 3, which is called Total View through NASDAQ. So what I do is when I use the NinjaTrader platform, then what I kind of supplement it with is going on the NASDAQ website, and I use this tool to kind of tell me where the orders are. So as we're watching a stock go up and go down, you have to remember what makes stocks go up and go down is supply and demand, right? Buyers and sellers. Now, the thing is this. What makes a support and resistance levels on a chart? Buyers and sellers, like I said several times already. But you don't see the buyers and sellers on a chart. Remember, what you're looking at a chart is what happened in the past. It's not indicative of the future. So how do you indicate the future if the past performance is going to continue forward? Well, you got to find the orders. And when we're looking at a stock right here, do you notice here that these, and by the way, these are all real orders that are out there on the exchange. So here you're looking on the NASDAQ book viewer, which I call level 3, is going to show you all the orders that are out there from everybody that's placing live orders out there on NASDAQ. And you could see that there is a 129,000 share buyer at 18. Now think about this for a second. You got 200 share buyers, 300, 100, 400. But when you get all the way down to 18, which is 27 cents away, that's a pretty substantial buyer. So what do you think that 129,000 share bid is? Exactly. It's support. That's why the stock, when it came up here, shot up and came back down. It bounced on that chart because of that support level right there. Now let's look at this example. Here you have a stock that went from, is that $25? Is that right? No, 26 actually. And it went all the way up and it stopped right at $28, right at when the market opened up, right? And then it dropped all the way down to back to its 26.70. Now, why did the stock stop at 28? Why didn't it go to 29? Why didn't it go to 27.50? Why did it have to stop exactly at $28? Now, remember, what makes support and resistance levels on a chart is buyers and sellers. Now, if you notice here on the book viewer, one thing that we look for is what we call here at Cyber Trading University is iceberg orders. And right here, you'll notice that there is a big block order, which we would call here an iceberg order of 42,000 shares at $28. So think about that. You're looking at these resistance levels. You see there's orders at 27.85, 26, and you got 2,000, 3,000, but 42,000 shares. Okay? You're talking almost $500,000 looking to be sold at that price. No wonder why the stock bounced all the way down. Because remember, what does that big seller become? It becomes a resistance levels. You see, when you look at a chart, on the NinjaTrader platform, you could, as a professional day trader, you could add all these great bells and whistles with it, but it's worthless if you don't even know if what's happening in the future. It's only mathematical of what is projecting to happen. It's not, a fact. These are fact orders out there. So as much as you want to try to make money and trade and have a great platform, you still need the education to follow where the money is. So let's look at this example right here. Is this stock going up or is it going down? Now, when you look at the stock, listen, some of you are probably saying, well, it's breaking a double top. It's breaking a lower lows. Listen, at the end of the day, the stock's going down. Okay. I mean, that's it. You don't have to sit there and overanalyze and say, oh, it's got 5 green candles versus 2 red candles. Listen, I hear these stories left and right, and believe me, I get confused. Okay, trying to figure it out. Everyone's got their own philosophy. Let's just keep it simple. It's called the KISS method. Stock's going down. Now, when is it going to stop? Stock's trading at 26. When is it going to stop? That is the million-dollar question. And that's what everybody wants to learn. So how do we know it's going to stop? You got to find the orders. So when we look down here on the bid side, you'll notice as we work our way down, there is a 38,000 share buyer at $26. So listen, you got orders everywhere from 26.18, but when you get down to 26, 18 cents from now, that is your big buyer. And you know what? If the stock was to go up, we have to look where the sellers are. And where's the biggest iceberg order out there? At 26.30 for 21,000. That, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow ninja traders, is what makes support and resistance levels. Well, when I look at the chart, look what happened to the stock symbol AMD. It went from 27 from 9:30 this morning to 11 o'clock. It kind of stopped right around this $26, and if you didn't, and it stayed there for what, an hour? I mean, why would a stock sit there for an hour? Why wouldn't it go up? Well, because that big buyer is out there, and if you knew that buyer was out there, look what happened. Didn't want to break it. Boom, the thing went right back up to 26.60. Now you do the math. If you bought 1,000 shares of that stock at $26 and you sold it at 26.50, let's just use an even ballpark number. and an hour later, 50 cents on 1,000 shares is $500. Doesn't sound too bad. We'd take that all day. All right, so let's look at the stock symbol Pandora. Okay, where is a resistance level? So we're looking at sell orders. All right, so the first thing I'm looking for is where's the big block order? Right there, 34,000 shares. Someone's out there advertising that he wants to sell the stock at 901. Okay, so without looking at a chart or looking at all these bells and whistles, right off the bat I could say 901 is resistance. Well, when I get to the chart and I look and I see the stock having a tough time coming back after it broke, it went from 912 all the way to 840, 47, and says, okay, now the stock has come. Maybe it's going to come back. You know, how many times have you been in the stock and like, oh man, I hope the stock comes back. It's got to come back. Well, sure enough, it didn't come back. It went right back down to 840, 884, not knowing that the sellers out there of 34,000 shares. Once again, great tools, great platform, but you got to see the orders. Now, does this apply to everything? You know, a lot of people ask me, well, you know, can I do this to my futures or options? Well, listen, you could use it towards your options because you can, you know, some of us are looking more of a broader order, and you might see bigger block orders, you know, when you go down the list. But you got to remember, as a professional day trader, we keep things very, very simple. Now, I know that NinjaTrader's got some great presenters here, and they all have their style of trading. But the style that I was taught here in New York, being a market maker, working with some of the biggest trading firms in the world, they just taught me, they says, Fausto, don't analyze, just follow the big boys. You're not trading 34,000 shares. You're not out there trading, you know, $200,000, $300,000 worth of stock. You're probably just trading 9,000, 10,000. Just trade that. Just follow that guy. Not knowing that this data was available to you. So look what ended up happening. If you didn't have that game plan and you didn't get out at $9, look where the stock ended up going down to. All the way down to 860. Now remember, hope all you want and pray all you want. But when it comes down to it, you better follow the money because, listen, I'm here, we're talking a little bit about, I brought up earlier, I was talking about Amazon, right? What's going on with Amazon? People are like, is this the end? Is it, you know, Amazon 1,600, I own it at, you know, $2,050. I'm down almost like 400 points on the stock. First of all, I mean, do you know, can you afford a $2,000 stock? And then you get people says, well, not really. That's why I trade the options. You know, if you can't afford the stock, you can't afford to trade the option. You don't want to be a poor man playing a rich man's game. And not only that, there's so many other stocks out there you could risk less and just make just as much money. But I'm only bringing up Amazon because it's all over the news right now. It's the biggest. It's it's the only company that makes $1 billion a quarter, you know, on their earnings. Yeah. So I think it's the first $1 trillion company out there. Probably not anymore after today. But you just got to know how to play the game. You just got to know how to play the game. And why is it going up and going down? Because a lot of you right now are probably thinking, well, like, who's trading the stock after hours? Where's it coming from? I don't see it. You would see it right there where I just showed you, right in the book viewer. Now, like I told you guys, the big thing that we teach is more or less just following iceberg orders, knowing the support and resistance levels. The reason why we call them iceberg orders is this. We all know that everybody sees what's on top of the iceberg. They never realize it's what's on the bottom. And you don't know what happened to the Titanic. You know, and so if you didn't have the radar and you have the right tools, and if you thought that you're not going to crash, not knowing what's on the bottom, because it's always what's on the bottom of the water, that's going to cause you to sink. So you got to know how to trade today's markets. Now, someone always asks me, and they says, oh, yeah, you know, Fausto, I heard about this and everything, but how do you know they're real orders? Okay, well, first of all, You can't put fake orders out there. NinjaTrader will not let you put fake orders. The only fake order you could put out there is on demo mode, and that will not be advertised, okay? They're all real orders. Now, can somebody cancel an order? Of course you could. Anybody could cancel an order. You could cancel. I cancel it. But they're all real orders, okay? So let's be straight with that. Now the next question is this. What about time and sales? How could that help me? Well, now you know these orders are out there. Some of you are probably asking, well, how does a stock go up? Like, where does a chart get its data from? And where does these orders come from? Well, it all starts here on the time and sales window, okay? The time and sales window is the confirmation of the transaction that took place. So when you see a big order of 10,000, 50,000, and you're wondering, did the guy cancel? Did he get executed? Well, it's the time and sales window that's going to give you that confirmation. By the way, and you can apply this towards your futures, your Forex, everything. Now, I'm actually what's called a tape reader. So you see these old men, they're looking at a tape, kind of very, very old-fashioned. It's great. Pretty amazing. If you ever came to the New York Stock Exchange, they have the original tape reader that right there at the open. But I'm a tape reader. I could just read the tape, and I know exactly where the stock is going as a direction. And I'll just tell you, it's very simple. Just color coordinate your time and sales, and you'll know. If you get a lot of greens, that means people on the offer are getting executed. Stock's going up. You get a lot of reds, it means people are selling it to the buyers on the bid. They're getting executed. It's going down. It's as simple as that. And then where does this data go? Right to the chart. So when you're looking at a 1-minute chart, just keep in mind, you're 1 minute behind these orders. You look at a 5-minute chart, you're 5 minutes behind the time and sales. You look at a 1-day chart, you're 1 day behind what's going on in the time and sales. So as we utilize the time and sales, we're just watching it, just gives a sense of direction where the market's going. So a lot of the indicators, by the way, that you're using today, a lot of them are done by mathematical, okay? And a lot of them are working off what you're looking at right now, the time and sales. So what you're looking at is the raw data. Now, people always ask me, and they say, Fausto, you know, sometimes this thing is moving so fast, and I don't know. Well, listen, that's because you're looking at a fast-moving stock. But there are ways of slowing it down. There's ways of going on a NinjaTrader and say, you know, don't show me every order, you know, every 1 share, 10 share. Maybe you say, you know what, only show me orders at 1,000 and higher. You know, there's ways of slowing it down so you get a sense of direction where it's going. That's what it's all about. And then you won't miss these big iceberg orders getting executed. And, you know, like here's an example. Here's a couple of chats from my people in my trading room. And here they are, just telling you, be patient, sit on your hands. You see the orders going out, and boom, people are shorting. Anyone here shy to short? I don't know. Whatever goes up comes down twice as fast. Make a lot of money shorting. But going up, I mean, listen, look at all those green orders, 16,000, 12, 8,000, 1,600. Probably these all multiplied by 100. Look what happened to the chart on AMRN. Green, green, green. Look, 22,000, 14,000. You see any reds? And you're trying to wonder and scratching your head, why does this stock keep going up? When's it going to stop? Who's pushing it up? I'll tell you who's pushing it up. People buying it. You need an indicator to tell you that. It's called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. All you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is find the smart money. Orders like the 400,000 share order that just got executed at 1340. The 10,000 share order that got executed here. This is how you read the tape. Because remember, when you're trying to hear about stories about dark pools, high-frequency trades, listen, if you think there's something illegal going on in the market, then you shouldn't be in the market. That's what it comes down to. Just follow the big orders. Use your NinjaTrader platform to the ability that is not going to be as confusing. Keep it very simple, and then things will just come a lot slower and a lot easier for you. And then you would wonder why you see a stock say, holy cow, I can't believe that stock ran $3. Where did that come from? I don't know. Did you see the guy got executed for 400,000 shares? Somebody wanted to buy the stock. Somebody ran it up. And I can tell you this, it wasn't me. I don't trade 400,000 shares. But by seeing those orders, it made things a little bit easier. By the way, if anyone's having any audio issue, does anyone have any audio issue? Looks like I just had this one person here, THS. I don't know who that is, but we wish I could tell you your first name. But can everybody hear loud and clear? Just give me a Y, just to make sure. All right, good. So you have to understand, guys, that as a professional trader, we're never looking to try to kill it and make a ton of money, okay? We're just trying to make a little day's pay. That's what day traders usually look for. We're not looking to, short a stock like AMD when it drops $3. If you bought 50 cents, 500 shares, 250, 50 cents on 1,000, 500, you could have a very successful career in trading, okay? You really, you don't have to make a lot of money to kill it. And I think that is one of the big things we teach, here at Cybertrade University. I hope that a lot of you get out of this today. Everybody here should be getting out of it that you don't have to open up every single window to make money. You don't need 6 monitors to do this, okay? You don't need to kill it and hit grand slam home runs every time. You just got to be like a baseball player. You just got to have a good batting average. Okay? You got to have a lot of base hits, not home runs. Home runs don't win the game. Base hits do. Having a good, batting average just in trading. Making 50 cents, 25 cents, not trying to make $3. Because you know what? At the end of the day, when you add it up and you're consistent, you could have a very, very great career in trading. And that's why I love this job. People try to kill it, and they invite people like me just to put the facts out there because, listen, if I've been doing it for 25 years, I must be doing something right, okay? Having the longest running school out there. So, and believe me, I'm not making anything, by you blowing up your account, but you got to know how to play the game. You just got to know how to take small profits, follow the money, and move on. You can't go broke taking a profit. The only way you can go broke is trying to hit home runs. Now, the big thing that also, if you notice on these 2 slides, which is something a little bit different that you might hear from other presenters than me, is that day traders, we don't use indicators because, and I'll tell you why. We only trade about an hour a day. We trade the first hour of the open. Most of the trades we do in pre-market, and then we just trade the last hour of the close. And what happens is that when you start over-analyzing things, you'll never trade, okay? Now, I'm not here to knock indicators. They work great, but they work great for swing trading, long-term trading. But if you're an active day trader like me, we minimize the indicators because the difference is we're strictly momentum traders. We're trading on the momentum. We're following the orders. By the time the indicator tells me where it's going, it's usually too late. As a day trader, it's just we try to tone it down. So the big thing is just keep it super simple. That's what it comes down to. It's called the KISS method. It's the first thing I was trained. I don't know if anybody's here is an engineer. I know they have their own KISS way they pronounce it. It's the last S, but I don't like using it. but that's usually where it comes down to. Now, don't be confused, okay? Don't get greedy. Just learn how to play the game the right way. Now, the big thing a lot of you need to do as a professional trader, which you can't do this on the NinjaTrader platform, is you got to journal yourself. And if anybody wants a copy of my journal, you got my email right there. Just email me, Fausto@c2trading.com. I'll give you a copy of a journal. But if you guys are not journaling, you got to journal your trades. You got to learn from your mistakes. You got to know why you bought this stock, why you sold it, what time you bought it, what time you sold it, why'd you make money, why'd you lose money. Losing money is a very good thing. You know why? Because if you know why you did it, you're not going to do it again. It's like riding a bicycle. It was so hard to ride a bike the first time. But if you don't know how, if you don't keep doing it, you're never going to learn. But you could utilize this, guys, towards all your different types of, markets. You can use this for all your different, even your futures and stuff like that. But journaling, discipline, the psychology part of it is very, very key, and you can apply it towards anything. So being a good trader also, guys, you got to learn from mentors too. So I just want you to understand that NinjaTrader has great presenters that come here. And the big thing that you have to understand, you got to learn a little bit from everybody, but everybody needs a mentor, okay? Great traders never, ever stop learning. And, you know, and the more you learn, the more strategies you learn. I learn every day. I'm fortunate to live here. People in my building have trading rooms. I walk in their office. I see what they're doing. I talk to them, you know, always learning what's going on. Hey, you watch TV and you're watching the financial stations, you're out there learning. But to learn, you got to learn. Everybody needs a mentor. Okay, this is not a one-man show. So this is what I'm looking to do, guys, and it's up to you. Okay, I'm here to offer. If you want to come and see all this stuff live in the market, just feel free. It's for $7. You could just come and join join CTU. The $7 honestly just proves to us that you're a real person. But and then after 7 days, we'll give you $7 back. We don't make money on $7. I'm just looking for people that we could train, that we could trade together. But what you're going to get for $7, you're going to get our cyber group room, 3 daily market meetings, our morning and afternoon watch list, a personal education advisor. You're going to get a crash course on the tape reading that I gave you, and most of all, for anyone here that does register today, I'll even personally give you a coaching class. So that's basically what we're looking to do. So, you know, my goal today is I want to invite everyone, tell you what our style is. That's what NinjaTrader want me to do, tell you what you're doing is right and wrong. And then with that said, if you want to see it in real life action and how the system works for a whole week, just feel free to come and join us. And like I said, you got nothing to lose for $7. And it just proves to us that you're a real person. That's all. All right. Does anyone have any questions before we go, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions about what we covered or what we talked about? See, Andreas is writing something. If nobody has any questions, just give me a quick no to give me a heads up. All right. So if there's no questions, I'd like to thank NinjaTrader for having me. It's great to be back. And like I said, guys, you got a great platform. Utilize it. Learn it. Half the war is just learning the system. And then from there, if you want to learn a little bit more about what day trading is and how to utilize it, feel free to come and join us. In the meantime, thanks very much for having me, guys. Thanks, NinjaTrader, and everyone, good luck trading.
All right. Thank you, Fausto. Again, we just want to give you a special thank you for joining us today for this great presentation. Everyone in attendance here will receive an on-demand recording of today's event. Please keep an eye out for that email. NinjaTrader Ecosystem is pleased to sponsor these weekly vendor events as a value-added service for our clients. If you find value in these events, we do hope that you will attend them on a regular basis. We would like to remind you the information provided in this was that of Cyber Trading University and not of NinjaTraders. All information was for educational purposes only and should not be construed as trading advice. Again, we do appreciate the time you spend with us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Fausto, Eric, thank you so much for being a part of today's presentation and joining us today. Have a great day, everybody, and happy trading from everyone here at the NinjaTrader Ecosystem.